today. I'm joined by Sachin Pilot, senior leader now of the Congress and of the Congress Working Committee. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Pilot. First meeting, of course, in Bihar in years and decades. I'll come to that in a moment. But I want to begin by asking you, your party resolution, among other things, has once again made vote chori or vote theft one of your central planks. Do you seriously believe that the elections of this country are being subverted by the Election Commission or the BJP? Do you really believe that the vote Adhikar Yatra of Rahul Gandhi and his vote chori campaign will have any impact on the voters of Bihar who seem to have more pressing livelihood issues, roti, kapda, makan, naukri, not connected to vote chori, Mr. Pilot?
Absolutely. But I also believe that the rights that citizens have because of our constitution is a privilege. And if there is any malpractice or a willful sort of taking away of the right of people to vote, additions, deletions, 200 people in one home, dead people having votes and, considered dead are walking around, those kind of, mischievous malpractices have to be brought to light. And I think Mr. Gandhi has shown beyond doubt with data and evidence that there has been a large-scale manipulation of votes that has to be investigated. It's very sad that the Election Commission refuses to launch an inquiry and get to the bottom of it. We, of course, have taken it up at a national level, but don't forget, Bihar is also a state where issues such as the recent flood devastation, the farmers, the young people, job losses, paper leaks are very, very important pressing issues. So the working committee today, in the meeting today, we decided to move ahead with both agendas. The repeated attempt to marginalize our institutional bodies and the transparency of the Election Commission, those are important national issues. Along with that, the regional issues. The Bihar, for 11 years, we've had a government of India who has promised the moon to Bihar, but nothing has happened. And the Bihar government here itself, despite being double engine, has proven to be a complete failure. There is a palpable sense of change. And I think the Mahagathbandhan will be...
I'll come, Mr. Pilot, to the specific issues of Bihar, but I want to ask you again. When you target the Election Commission and claim it is in collusion with the BJP, there will be those who will say this is simply an excuse, that an alibi the Congress is giving for its own lack of internal reforms for the failure of your organization. You don't succeed in winning votes and then you blame the EC and the BJP.
What blame? If there is some discrepancy, there is some illegality in the voters list, in the voting patterns, in the numbers that we have, then you should have an unbiased inquiry. Had the Election Commission said, yes, Mr. Gandhi, we've seen the facts that you brought to the fore, I'm putting up a high-level inquiry, and in 1 month we'll get to the bottom of it. They refuse to inquire, they refuse to refute the allegations, and they in fact try and browbeat the opposition. That's not acceptable. If we have some facts in our hands, it is incumbent upon the Election Commission to have a fair, unbiased inquiry, which is transparent. And if they find nothing in the inquiry, fair enough. But you can't be that we will not inquire. We will destroy the CCTV footage that they have of the polling booths in 45 days. We won't share voter list with the political parties. Those all actions indicate that there is something sinister. And we just want a Election Commission that is open, fair, transparent, because they are the torch keepers of the democratic values that the country has espoused for 75 years. And what is wrong in asking for accountability?
Mr. Pilot, let's come back to the issues of Bihar. You said at the outset that you believe there's a sense of change. The fact, though, is the Congress has not been in power for well over 3 decades in Bihar. We've seen the Congress's vote share shrinking. You will recall in the last assembly elections, it was the Congress that let down the Mahagathbandhan, contested 70 seats, won just 17. Is Congress the weakling, the kamzor kadi of the Mahagathbandhan? Indeed, across the Hindi heartland, you've been unable to revive yourself now in states like Bihar for decades.
I take your point, and I think there are some weaknesses that we have to overcome. But this is election time, and our allies and partners are giving strength to each other. It's a symbiotic relationship. The pure numbers itself for the last elections, I have to say that the seats we got to fight were not the most winnable seats. But we contested those elections, and we got a fair number. But this time, we hope to increase our strike rate. At the same time, the energy and the chemistry of the coalition is far better than what we have in the NDA. The BJP and JDU are at each other's throat. They're making allegations on ministers of each other, etc. So there's a sense that people have had enough. They're fed up. They want a real change. And I think the Congress party has also taken upon itself Rahul Gandhi's yatra in Bihar. I was here to witness most of it. It is absolutely amazing to see the overwhelming response of the people, especially in rural areas. So that gives me confidence that people are now yearning for a change. And the Congress, along with its allies, will certainly be the catalyst of that change.
But you're talking of the overwhelming response to Rahul Gandhi's yatra. You're saying that you're seeing chemistry in your Mahagathbandhan. But I want to ask you this straight and simple. Why doesn't your Mahagathbandhan then announce Tejasvi Yadav as its face or the leader for chief minister? Once again, the Congress seems reluctant to give primary space to a regional party, which is really in the front of the fight. It is the RJD which is the primary force in Bihar. So why doesn't Congress openly announce Tejasvi as their leader? Why the reluctance?
We are a political party and a practical party. We know who the larger partner in Bihar is. We know who the larger partner in Uttar Pradesh is. But I think elections are still far away. The right time, the party will take a right decision. But for now, let's not focus on individuals who will get what post. The fight in NDA and BJP is about post. Nitish Kumarji's, changed parties 4 times just to be in post. We want to change the whole system and the administration that is happening in Bihar. The people of Bihar are much more deserving. There is a historical significance Bihar has, political contribution people of Bihar have made. I think we can't wish that away just by giving one person or 2 people some positions. So our party is very clear. We fight together. We get the majority at the right time. But all these questions will be answered. There's no holding back.
But in all of this, Mr. Pilot, I reiterate the state of the Congress organization. You can't win elections without a strong organization. You've gone about vote chori, but it reflects also on how your booth level agents function. They are the ones who should have caught this chori if it exists. The Congress had claimed that 2025 is the year that we'll get the organization back on track. I don't see that happening. How are you going to translate the crowds that Rahul Gandhi attracted in his Vote Adhikar Yatra into actual votes during elections in Bihar?
You must change your source of inputs because this last 9 months, there has been a sea change in the Congress organization. We have appointed district presidents, brand new exercise of how to delegate more power to them. There's Sangathan Srijan Abhiyan for the last 8 months, but a dozen states have gone through it. So people are seeing the change at the grassroots level. We are now focusing on the booth management, the panchayats, the blocks, the mandals, and we're making people who are effective and young who can bring about that change on the ground. So without the political force of the organization, of course, nothing is possible. But don't forget, Congress has traditional roots in all these states. We may not be in power for a long time. It doesn't mean our ideology or our workers have become weaker. And moving forward, this next few months left in 2025, we're going to make sure that we have at the grassroots level, strong, energetic people who will take the agenda forward. This has to go hand in hand. The narrative, the election issues, the grassroots support, people support, and our booth level workers. We all have to work in tandem.
I also find it interesting, Mr. Pilot, that in your resolution at the CWC, you've suggested that Nitish Kumar is a liability for the BJP. Till about 18 months ago, he was very much part of your India alliance. Had he stayed with you, you might even have won the 2024 general election. Suddenly, you're calling him a liability. Why this sudden shift? Moment he shifts to BJP, you call him a liability. The same Nitish Kumar, when he was part of the India alliance, was all okay?
Because it's evident the BJP is pulling him back. He can hardly do any programs. They're dictating from Delhi. The BJP is a much bigger partner in the coalition, the power sharing scenario. And the kind of allegations the BJP is making against the JDU ministers and vice versa, it's open secret. And I think there are many issues to it. I don't want to go into personal details, but absolutely on the ground, Mr. Kumar is nowhere to be seen. BJP has used him to up its game. And I'm sure if at all, very little chance of that happening, if at all they do get a majority, BJP will push for its own person as opposed to Nitish Kumar. So they're basically just dealing with him till the elections are over. And that's why Mr. Kharge and the resolution says that he's a liability for the BJP.
Let's talk once again about the Hindi heartland itself. The sense, as I said, over the last 30 years, the BJP has captured a strong coalition led by OBC groups. They've penetrated into Dalit groups. They've mandalized themselves. They've captured the upper caste already. So they have a Mandal Mandir broad coalition. How do you then revive yourself in a state like Bihar, where you're holding a CWC today after 1940 for the first time after 85 years? Is that your biggest challenge, broadly battling the forces that have emerged in the Hindi heartland, Mandal and Mandir, particularly Mandal in Bihar?
There are 30 states. If we do, once every 2 years, it'll be 60 years before we come back to a different state. So that math is wrong. But I take your point that we have to get a larger section of people to come and vote for us. But I do believe that the BJP's narrative is also quite polarizing. It's not about, societal, groups together. It's more on Mandir, Masjid, Hindu, Muslim. That sort of polarization happens in every small bits. It keeps on ticking along. Ultimately, it's about governance and delivery. And I think the government of India for 11 years has really let down the people to a far extent. And most of the states that they're functioning, it's so driven by top heavy leadership that the grassroots impact of the programs is negligible. I'm of the opinion that India Alliance and Congress Party, being for the forefront, are a much larger political force than the current BJP NDA. And the next elections in Bihar and Assam will be a good example of how, if we get together, we can defeat the BJP NDA.
You, Sachin Pilot, have said that the BJP plays Hindu-Muslim politics, but there will now be the accusation Congress is trying to revive caste politics. Today, Rahul Gandhi has announced a reservation will be given to extremely backward class in private sector. Earlier, he spoke of caste census politics. It seems that if the BJP is going to play Hindu-Muslim, you're going to now play the caste card strongly. Is that your strategy in a state like Bihar to move beyond the Yadav Muslim base, attract new castes, EBCs in particular? And that is your big challenge. Can the Congress take on, in a way, a wider caste coalition?
I look at it differently. We are fighting for the rights of the farmers. We're fighting for young people getting jobs, fighting for better education, low crime, investments, job creation, wealth creation. All that's missing. Bihar is a very fertile ground, and the youngest population in India is probably in Bihar. What are we doing for them? Forget this upper caste, lower caste, caste combination, but basic governance structures, basic investments. Why are so many people leaving that state and going away? Itna jo palayan ho raha hai, why is that happening? We want to set the problems that are there, set them aside and start afresh. The state needs a new beginning, a new starting point. And I think we as in the opposition are fully prepared with a positive agenda, a blueprint to give Bihar a new lease of life. They've tried everything else. They tried NDA, BJP, Nitish Kumar ji for so many years. People want a change. I think it's much beyond caste politics. I think people are yearning for a change, and we will be that change.
Well, all I can say, we'll wait and see how whether your strategy plays out, your Bihar focus plays out, Sachin Pilot. But as always, for joining me, I appreciate you joining me. As I said, on the news today, we make an effort to get newsmakers, but we also make an effort to bring you the news without the noise. We have to, together, redefine prime time.